right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is April 19th, 2022, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So in today's content, I will talk about BTC on a macro view. Give me guys 1 second. So we'll talk about BTC on a macro view. We'll take a look at it on a 3D basis all the way up to the monthly 50 EMA and all that good stuff, right? We'll take a look at total too, and at the same time we'll take a look at the Ethereum on the higher time frame, okay, on the weekly and all that good stuff, right? So let me do a sound check very quickly before we diving into the good stuff, right? Hey, we got Pablo S Crypto in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Hank, Duster, Mr. Litecoin, XDZ, XRP, Filecoin, Moonboy. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Who else in the house? We got Stream Elements in the house. All right, guys. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC, right? So we're going to start off with the 3D basis, right? We haven't talked about the 3D basis. The reason for that was like on the 3D, the 200 MA and the weekly time frame was basically at the same level, right? So there was no need to be focusing too much on the 3D 200 MA, okay? Because the weekly time frame was providing us with a good support, right? Back in January, right? Because we talked about it back in December. December, right, when BTC was at 52, we said we're going to be dumping down to our weekly 50 weekly 100 EMA, and once we hit that weekly 100 EMA, don't be bearish, accumulate, because we can get a nice range of consolidation, and that's exactly what we got. But if we take a look at it now on the 3D, right, the 3D, that's a white line right here, the 3D 200 MA, it is providing a good support over the last few months. So it's been like nearly over 100 days, right? If you take a look at it right here, that was like January 22nd. So you got 3 months, okay, over 90 days, right there, over nearly 90 days, okay, depending on how you want to look at it, right? So nearly 90 days of consolidation above the 200 MA on a 3D basis, right? It is a good sign, right, for the bulls, but once again, bulls got to basically break out above the 47k and to avoid any any capitulation below the 3D 200 MA, okay? The reason for that, once again, is that if we back test it, right, if you go back to BTC, let's take a look at it on Coinbase, okay? If we go back to 2018 right here, you can see exactly what happened, okay? After a multi-weeks of consolidation started nearly late June 2018, right here, until November. So in terms of timing, was nearly over 140 days, nearly 140 days of consolidation, okay? But now we just got like 87-90 days of consolidation, right? I'm not saying BTC will be consolidating for another 2 months, but it could. But all I'm saying is after we consolidated just above the 200 MA right there, we capitulated below it, okay, and got a nice dump all the way down to the monthly 50 MA, okay? I know it is a big transition between the 3D time frame up to the monthly, but once you get this capitulation, you can no longer rely on your 3D time frame, okay? So you capitulate, you just have to get the big transition to the monthly time frame, right? Like that, okay? So we got support where? Right around the monthly 50 MA, okay, or 50 MA, whichever you are comfortable with, okay? So if we take a look at it right now, again, on a 3D basis, if bulls, okay, do not get the breakout above the 48 and try to at least take out the 52 for a comfortable reversal pattern, BTC could be breaking the 200 MA, monthly 21 MA right there. Okay, so as of now they at the same level, right? So you can use either or, the monthly 21 or the 3D 200 MA, or even the weekly 100 MA, whichever you're comfortable with. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick insight. As I said before, right, it doesn't matter how you look at the market. Some people might be looking at it on the monthly, some people might be looking at it on the daily, on the 3D, but at the end of the day, right, most of the time we be looking at the same thing in different time frame. You see what I'm saying? If you take a look at it on the monthly, I don't even have to take a look at it on the 3D because I know exactly what's going on the 3D. I just wanted to give you guys a a quick overview of the 3D. If you take a look at it right here, that's why I've been focusing on the monthly time frame over the last few months. Back in June, you can see right here, back in June 2018, right, we consolidated above it. That's the same thing we just talked about it on the 3D time frame, right? That's the same thing we just talked about, right, on the 3D time frame. Right there. That's the same thing we just talked about, right? So no need to basically talk about the monthly 21 and always talk about the 200 MA all the time. Okay, so something to just keep in mind. That way you're not going to be confusing yourself and all that good stuff, right? So now next thing we're going to focus on, we already talked about the monthly 21. So now let's take a look at BTC Internal Volume, right? So we talked about the 3D time frame. The let's go back to the 3D time frame, right? Because I forgot to mention the MACD. Okay, so the MACD right here, it is looking to flip negative, but it is not quite impressive, right? Meaning like it can flip negative like for a few hours, and if BTC pushes to the upside, it flips it flips back bullish and all that good stuff. So we got to get a close below 40k for bears to be pretty much very confident, right? They could take over below the 200 MA on the 3D basis, right? MACD is already negative, so you don't need the 200 MA even on the 3D time frame, right? You don't need it as of now. I was just giving you guys a quick overview, but the most important is like the MACD right now and the and the 21 EMA. Okay, so if you guys recall what we said back in November right here, if we open and close a candle below the 3D 21, we got to pack our bags. Okay, we got to pack our bags. So, and it's been like, guys, over 4 months, okay, 5 months actually. Okay, you got November, December, January, February, March, April. Okay, so 5 months. Okay, I gotta get my math right. I've been hanging too much. I've been hanging around too much with Leroy. So yeah, so it's been like 5 months, right? We below the 3D 21 EMA. Yes, we got above it like a couple of times right here, and market was actually bullish after we got back above it right there. If you recall, the last week of March, okay, we did have a lot of alt setups, right? And most of them they pump like nicely, like Balance, ICP, Filecoin, NEAR, and most of them they still up like 40-50%. If you take a look at NEAR after the March 20th, right, NEAR was right around like 1050, right, and we were looking for $14 to $15 range, and it pumped all the way up to $20. Okay, so if BTC on the bullish end, okay, if BTC can take out the 3D 21 EMA over the next like a few weeks, that could be a good time to be looking for some alt bullish setup. Some of these alt they looking bullish, but BTC is not very comfortable right now to be relying on any bullish setup as of now. Okay, but once BTC gets comfortable right above the 3D 21 EMA, we could start to look for some short-term alt breakout, possibly like 25, 50, or even 75% breakout, depending on the volatility and which alt you're looking at, right? But going back to the MACD right here, MACD is negative, right? And that's the first time we're getting a negative MACD since like mid-November. Okay, since like mid-November. So it's been like 5 months, BTC just been consolidating up and down, right, below the 3D 21 EMA, and MACD been positive since since the first week of February. Okay, that's when we got our bullish crossover, and now we're getting another negative crossover after the previous one right here, November 15th, right? So keep that in mind. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC in terms of hey, what's up, Hamza? What's up, Craig? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC in terms of volume before we talk about the monthly 50. So now if we take a look at BTC in terms of volume, we've been paying attention to the volume over the last few months, right? If you guys recall, and I said it clearly, I was saying like, okay, volume cannot go to zero. Okay, most of you guys know if volume goes to zero, it means like BTC going to nada. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. Over the next like a few weeks, we definitely going to get, it could even be like a few months, I just don't know, right? We definitely going to get a big volume. Okay, so and what we've been saying is like it really doesn't matter. Okay, buying BTC at the monthly 21 EMA, it is always okay a good sign. I mean, it is always good to buy BTC at the monthly 21, right? You just don't want to ignore it if you're looking for, or if you're basically looking to hold your BTC over the next like 2 to 3 years and all that good stuff. You got to hold some BTC at the monthly 21, regardless if it drops below it and all that good stuff, because you got your monthly 50 later on. Okay, we will talk about the monthly 50, right? So the volume most likely going to spike to the upside. And if we go back to what happened back in let's do this. So if we go back to exactly what happened back in 2018, right? You can see right here, right, how the volume was structured. Declining volume, right? All the way down to where? The monthly 21, right? BTC picked up 20K right there, dump all the way down to the monthly 21, right? Consolidated for like a 6 month, right, before capitulating, right, with a big volume. If you look back, you're going to be like, okay, that wasn't a big volume, but it was a big volume. Okay, it was a big volume right here, just to break the trend. So now if you take a look at it in terms of volume again, right here, it is doing the same thing. It is doing the same exact move. You got a nice 1 year consolidation back down to your monthly 21 EMA. Volume during that time frame was decreasing, is decreasing. All right, and most of the time you're going to get what? A spike in volume. Okay, a spike in volume. Since like MACD, it is still negative, we could assume, okay, it doesn't have to be a dump. Once again, okay, it doesn't have to be a dump, but we could just assume as of now, right, the volume has possibly, okay, 70% chance to be red. Okay, to be red. Okay, meaning like BTC could break below the monthly 21. Okay, and if it is red, bear is going to be celebrating, right? Okay, bear is going to be celebrating because they're going to be buying BTC at cheaper prices, right? Meaning like they're going to be closing their positions, right, and flipping long if BTC shows up with some if bears shows up with some good volume, right, they're definitely going to be flipping bull. Okay, so if you're looking to be extremely bullish on BTC, right, you got to wait in the next like a few probably few months, I don't know, right, it could even be like next few weeks. But I hate to time the market, right, I hate to trying to time the market and all that good stuff, right? But we could just say, hey, if bears shows up, right, if bears let's do this, if bears shows up with some big volume, okay, we could be looking for the monthly 50. Okay, we've been talking about the monthly 50 forever right now. Okay, so you got to remember the monthly 50. Right now it is at 25.7, depending on which exchange you're using. It is a moving average, right? I just have to repeat it. So you can't just say 25.7, okay? Because back in January, the monthly 50 was right around like 23.5, right? So it pumped a lot already. Could it be even higher over the next like a few months if BTC doesn't break the monthly 21? That's possible. Okay, we could get a sideways correction, right, for the next like who knows, okay, forever, and then the monthly 50 could join, right, the party and support the price, and then BTC could pump. That's also possible. Okay, that's also possible. So do not ignore that possibility. But the best thing to do right now is just to wait for the big volume, because you got like a lot of scenarios that could play out in this range. Okay, you got a lot of scenarios. You could even get a possible triangular formation on the macro view, something like that. Okay, you could even get a possible triangular formation where BTC going to be, okay, trying to retest the top, the top of the range right here and retest that area again. But that could take like a multi-month. It could take like another basically 6 to 9 months to just print this pattern, depending on volatility, right? So that's possible, right? So do not ignore it. But all I'm saying is, if volume picks up, right, we're most likely going to see very high volatility to the upside or to the downside, right? You just have to capitalize on the move, right? If you're bullish, right, you could basically be going to the moon, and if you're bearish, you got to flip bullish, right, if it capitulates. You cannot just say, okay, we're going to 10k, 13k, and all that good stuff, right? Something to basically keep in mind going forward. So we already talked about now the volume and the monthly 50, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, we're going to talk about Ethereum on a weekly basis, right? Not monthly, but weekly. Because Ether most likely going to follow BTC, right? So if you know what BTC is going, if you can basically, analyze BTC, right, with the directional move and all that good stuff, you just have to stick with that direction on Ether. So no need to basically be fancy on Ether, right? Just make it a very easy, simple analysis, right? If you take a look at Ether on a weekly basis, the most accurate so far, the most accurate moving average for Ether, it is the weekly 25 MA. Okay, so if you take a look at it right here, whenever we above the weekly 25 MA, right, on Ether, right, we tend to be in a bull market. Okay, you dump below it, find support, push back above it, created a new all-time high. We dump below it, retesting it, getting a short-term rejection, got to get back above it. If we push back above the weekly 25 MA, right now it is at 33.77. Okay, it is at 33.77. So Ether got to push back above the 33.77. So Ether got to get back above 3400 range in order to start a new bull uptrend. Okay, even if you go back and retest it, back in 2018, as you can see right here, we dumped below it, retested it, and capitulated all the way down to a 50% pullback. I'm not saying Ether will do the same thing. Right? But something to basically just keep in mind. That way we won't be surprised if Ether basically breaks below 25 and retest like a 2700, I mean 1700 range. Okay, I don't have any price target below 1700 range, but we will see once we retest like a 1700 range what type of consolidation we're going to make. Are we going to make a bullish consolidation, right, or are we going to make a bearish consolidation? Okay, once we retest like 1800 range, if we retest it, we will see if we're going to make a double bottom and a push to the upside, or we're going to make a triangular. It could be a triangular formation, it could be a flat, we don't know. Okay, we just don't know, right? So but we will see. However, once again, if it takes out like 3400 range, that could be significant. Okay, it could be pretty significant over the next like a few weeks after that, right? In terms of wave analysis, if you've been following me long enough, back in 2020 we talked about the possible wave 3 to the upside. Okay, we said if we retest the bottom right here, either going to be in a very strong bullish uptrend, because it is going to start a new wave, right? That's going to be wave 3, and this is possibly wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. That's possible. But at the same time, a retest of 1700 range, right here, could still be wave 4, and we could get wave 5 later on. So it is very hard to tell, right, if either the entire move right here, right, it is going to be the wave 4, right, or the retest of the 1800 range back in May, June, July 2021 was wave 4. It is very hard to tell. So the best thing to do right now is just wait and see. Just wait to see if Ether basically will take out 3400 range and start a new uptrend, or just retest the 1700 range and basically possibly complete the wave 4. That's possible. Okay, that's possible, but it will be very complex. The best thing to do, once again, is just wait over the next like a few weeks or even few months, because remember, whenever market is moving sideways, it tends to take times. Okay, it tends to take times to move sideways, but whenever we pump to the upside, it doesn't take like it doesn't take forever to get this parabolic move. Okay, so but you got to be very, very patient with Ether. If you're a long-term bull for Ether, you just have to accumulate, right? Not financial advice, right? Just have to accumulate at these macro supports, and just keep it very simple, right? Whenever we above the weekly 25, we in a bull trend. Whenever we below it, we in a bear trend, just like what happened right here. Okay, and right there also, right, back in 2016. Okay, 2017, as soon as we pump above it, bang. Okay, right there, 2020, as soon as we pump above it, bang. Okay, so pretty simple analysis for Ether, nothing complicated, right? We could also take a look at it in terms of a wave analysis, right, for Ether. As of now, right, most of you guys probably already recognize the the impulsive move right here. Okay, so we nailed that move on the Ether, right? So if you've been following our channel, right, when Ether was right around like 4200 range, right, what we said is like, guys, we're going to dump down. Okay, and we dump all the way down to the monthly, monthly 21, right there, all the way down to the monthly 21 / weekly 100 EMA right there. Okay, so what we said was like, okay, it's time to reaccumulate Ether right there, just about like a 2200 range. Okay, so if we go back on the 3D time frame based on Elliott wave, right, we could just say, hey, we got a nice flat correction right there, right, after a very impulsive move to the downside. So what we're looking at right now is a possible another impulsive move to the downside, right, to retest the support area right here. Okay, could it be invalidated? Yes, it could be invalidated if it breaks out once again above 3400 range. Okay, or even like a based on Elliott wave, we just have to take out 36. Okay, have to take out 36, not 34, because 36 was the recent high right here, local high at 35.50 range. All right. So and another thing also on Ether is like what I was worrying about regarding Ether was like the 2D MACD not to follow the BTC trend, but the 2D MACD ended up crossing negative right here. So if the 3D ended up following the trend, we could, you know, definitely look for a temporary support around like a, you know, 23 to a 2500 range. Okay, just to get the support at the 2D 200 MA, 2D to 3D 200 MA also, just like BTC. Okay, for a temporary support. But the macro support to pay attention to, once again, going to be the 12-month support, right? May 2021 support, right? That's going to be the temporary support to pay attention to, right? Because once we, if okay, it's not guaranteed, right? It will retest it, but if or when we retest it, right, people are going to be very bearish on Ether, and they're going to be looking for like $1,000, $200, and all that good stuff, and we could be getting another impulsive move to the upside, even up to basically a 2500 range, right? So don't be bearish whenever we retest these areas, right? Don't be bearish. Accumulate the dip. You know, in the next like the following you know, 3 to 5 weeks, we could get a nice 25 to a 50% breakout again, right? Something like that, right? So now let me go ahead and take a look at the chat room. XRP laser neck, XRP platter neck, XRP diamond neck, XRP diamond hands, XRP plastic neck. Thanks a lot for tuning in. J Boss in the house. It's been a while, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in. It's Reezer. Yes, the 3D Death Cross. I meant to talk about it, right? But not actually the 3D Death Cross, but the 3D crossover right there. Let's take a look at the 3D Death Cross. But even if you don't basically pay attention to the Death Cross, to the Death Crosses, right? To the Death Cross, you can see like these negative crossovers, right? These negative crossovers, right? They're very bad. Okay, they're very bad. Even back in 2018, you can see what happened right here. Okay, you can see what happened right there. We did not cross the 200 MA, but the 21/50/100 was good enough to give us a 50% capitulation. Okay, we got it right there, but we did not capitulate yet. Okay, if we go back to 2014, if we go back to 2014, right there. Okay, you got one back in 2011, right? Negative crossover, right? Capitulated, right? One, you got another one right around like let's say got one right there. Okay, September 2014, and it capitulated 60%. Okay, but I don't think we will capitulate 60%, right? So you just better, you know, you just better forget about that, right? I would say like a for maximum 40 to 50%, right? But and these bullish crossovers also, you know, tend to be tend to be very very profitable if you can follow them. Okay, but let's go back to the Death Cross on the 3D basis. Can't have white on white. So now the 3D depth cross, you got your 50. The blue line is your 50 MA, right? The white line is your 200 MA, right? You know, that's exactly that's what I try to just show you, right? Sometimes you can say that, you know, you can repeat the same stuff different way. Okay, we tend to say whenever we dump below our monthly 21 EMA, we tend to capitulate. Okay, that's the same thing as saying the depth cross is coming. Okay, like, you know, your 50 MA crossing over your 200 MA. That's the same thing we just talked about, but we just didn't call it like, you know, a depth cross basically, right? Yes, it is approaching, right? So it is getting closer and closer, right? That's why I'm saying once we get a clean breakout in our MACD, that could seal the deal for the bears. Okay, that could basically give bears a great advantage, right, over the next like a few days after that, right? We've been following the 3D time frame forever, right, and we've been spot on it over the last few years, right, with the 3D time frame. Okay, and the 3D 21 EMA and all that good stuff. Yes, so you're about to get a depth cross. After the depth cross, right, you don't want to be bearish. Okay, even a week after the depth cross, don't be bearish. Okay, because it's not going to be like a continuous, you know, 3 month, 5 month dump. Okay, it could be it after that, like what happened back in March right here. You only got a 3D bearish candle. Okay, 40% dump in 3D. Okay, the next candle did dump but did not close bearish, right? So you cannot count it. Yes, back in 2018 it was kind of different, right? But it did not dump like 40% in one 3D candle, right? It dumped like, you know, 45% in 9 days, something like that, 10 days, right? You could even round it up to like a 50%, whatever you want. Okay, depending on how bearish you are or you are, right here. So dump about like 45%, right, before the first 3D bullish candle. Right here we dump, you could say 45 to 50% before the first bullish 3D candle. So these little details, right, they can make a big difference. All right, so or, you know, you could look at it on the weekly, right? You could be like, all right, I'm just gonna suck it up and I'm gonna wait for a possible retest of the weekly, you know, weekly 200 MA right here. Okay, weekly 200 MA right there. Okay, so you got a lot of similarity between the 20 you know, the 2018 bear market and the current, I wouldn't call it a bear market, current sideways correction. Okay, current sideways correction. Okay, right here you broke out below the 50, you know, stayed below it till you hit the 200 MA, right, on the weekly. Right there, now we below it. Could we retest the 200 MA on the weekly? Possibly. Okay, possibly, right? But once again, don't be bearish. Don't listen to the circle guy, right? If after we retest the weekly 200 MA, all right, just stay positive, accumulate the dips, right, and wait for the next like you know, 3 to 4 months. We most likely could take out the weekly 50 MA after that and get a nice pump. Okay, that pump might not even be the start of the bull market, because it could do something like that, push back up right here and retest it, right, you know, before pushing to the upside. That's possible. Okay, kind of like what happened right here, right, and push to the upside, right? So so the takeaway is like, you know, BTC is not looking extremely strong as of now, right? But it doesn't mean you're not going to be holding any BTC, because you could, you know, we could easily be wrong and BTC could just break out of nowhere and pump above 52, break out above 57, and just say goodbye. Okay, it could do something like that because it is a running flat. Nothing is saying the running flat will be, will not be successful as of now. Okay, nothing is saying it because the 3D time frame, it is, it is not looking very convincing yet, right? It is not looking very convincing, right? It has to cross negative completely to be convincing, right? If not, this guy could just print a running flat like it is right now, which is pretty valid, plausible, right? And just take off, right? Something like that. That's possible, right? So you still have to basically hold some BTC. I've been saying it because market can prove you wrong very easily. Okay, and you're going to be saying, oh man, I was waiting for the waiting for 30k and the monthly 50, but we never got it, right? So you got to hold some BTC, okay? Because once BTC breaks above all-time high, right, alt will go crazy. Okay, alt will go crazy. Especially most of the top 100 alt, they're going to go crazy. Okay, and I was just explaining Matic. Let's go ahead and take a look at Matic. In my premium group, I was just explaining what happened to Matic in 2021, right? If you take a look at Matic, we've been talking about Matic since June 2019. That's when we were talking about Matic in our public Telegram group. We said just accumulate it, guys. It is boring, right? But it will do well in the next bull run, right? But guess what? Sucker did not break out till 2021, and we were talking about it back in June 2019. So almost 18 months before before a 100x move. And guess what? It pumped 100x after BTC broke out above all-time high for nearly 50% breakout above all-time high. That's when Matic pumped 100x. You might be saying, oh, the bull market is over, BTC is above 30k, blah blah blah. These alt are going to get crushed, and some of these alt just pump 100x. Okay, so if you're bullish on some of these alt, right, you just got to be patient because those 100x moves don't come every month or every year. Okay, sometimes they take 3 years, 4 years, right? And all that good stuff. So guys, make sure to hit the likes, right, and all that good stuff, right? So I think this is it, right? So let me see if you guys have any questions regarding any other alt. So if you're looking to join the premium group, link in the description. You can join the public Telegram group or the Discord public group, right? Just send me a message and all that good stuff, right? And I'm gonna give you all the information to join the premium group. Be ready for the next alt season. Last alt season, even if you followed our public videos and all that good stuff, right, you would have basically made a lot of money, right, based on these macro alt setups, okay, on FTM, okay, OEN, okay. Some of these alt, we picked them around 13 million market cap, 30 million market cap, and some of them right now they pump all the way up to 5 billion market cap. Okay, so that's what you need to be looking for, right, when market is down or market is moving sideways. Instead of being extremely bearish or looking for the bottom and all that good stuff, you might be doing some research, right, in some of these alt, and getting ready for the for BTC to hit the monthly 50, because once BTC hits the monthly 50, that could be it for alt. Okay, the downtrend could be over for alt for the next 3 to 6 months, right? So you got to be mentally ready for all of that, because if you're not mentally ready, for those a 400% move in 1 week, or a 500% move in a month and all that good stuff, you might be saying, oh, I'm going to be waiting for the bottom and all that good stuff, and they will never hit the bottom again. Okay, so be very optimistic, right? You know, with the market, and don't be extremely bearish. Even though you know they can drop lower, you know, you just got to look at it as a great opportunity to shop for some of these alt, you know, especially like 30 million market cap, 50 million market cap, 100 million market cap, you know, and all that good stuff. You don't have to be right in all of them. You just have to be right in few of them. Okay, right? So because you might be holding like, let's say 10 to 15 alt, but even if like, you know, 3 to 5 of them goes like 50x, and the rest just go like, let's say you know, 10x, you're still doing pretty well. Okay, you're still doing pretty well. Laser neck. All right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Btc Dominance. Okay, not the Btc Dominance, but the Ether Dominance. So if you guys been following me over the last few months, we've been talking about the Ether Dominance, and one of the reasons sometimes like I don't long Ether, right? Because you know, sometimes Ether and Btc they pump first, so it is something you got to remember. When market is going up, Ether and Btc, right, they pump first, and when market is going down, alt, they dump first. So that's why I don't like to short alt, right? You know, when the market is down. Okay, I don't like to you know, be in hurry with alt when the market is down, because they dump first. So sometimes they dump, you don't know if that dump is just a pullback or if it is a deep dump. And because BTC going to stay constant and alt going to be dumping like, let's say 15 to 20%, while BTC is not even down like 10%, something like that, right? And later on, BTC might dump like 18% with alt, and they all dump like 18% together or 20% together, right? Something like that, right? So, but you know, whenever the Ether Dominance pushes to the upside like to 18-19%, right? You don't want to be forcing an Ether long. Okay, if Ether is strong, BTC is strong, right? You know, alt most likely going to stay strong for a good period of time. It could be a week, 2 weeks, whatever. You just don't know, but you could get like some nice bullish setups, right? To you know, to long alt for a you know, 5-10 days or even 2 weeks. Okay, before they turn negative and all that good stuff. But right now the Ether Dominance is nearly 20%, which is pretty high, right? It is consolidating, right? It's been consolidating for the last 12 months, nearly since May 2021. So almost like 12 months, right? So the trend line support we could be looking for over the next like a few months going to be somewhere around like a 14, right, to a 16% right here. Okay, that's the range you want to be looking for, right? Not to short Ether against BTC or Ether against USD if we retest like a 14.5 to a 15%, because you could get a nice you know, a nice pullback even up to like a 18% again to retest the trend line support. But the main thing to remember, you know, Ether, it is looking pretty strong over the last 12 months, right? Even though it is down, you know, in USD it is down like nearly over 30%, right? Something like that, right? But the Ether Dominance, it is still holding pretty strong. Okay, it is still holding pretty strong, right? So if you just want to keep it simple, you got to accumulate Ether on a macro view. If you want to keep it very simple, right? You don't want to be holding any other alt. You got to be holding Ether. Let's go ahead and take a look at the BTC Dominance next. So the BTC Dominance over the last few months, right, nearly 1 year, it's been consolidating also. Okay, but you just don't want to basically you just don't want to be, you know, be bearish on it right here, right, and be bullish on it right there. Okay, So if it retests, you know, the support area right here, this time right at 39.5, it could possibly break it because it looks like a descending triangle, but I don't like shorting a descending triangle bottom formation. Okay, so it is something you got to remember. A descending triangle bottom formation, it got to take out the support first before you you be committed to a possible continuation, right? Because it can retest it and basically reverse. Okay, but if BTC is to retest like 39.5, boy, that means we're going to get another alt season. Okay, we're going to get, it is not going to be a mega alt season, but it could be a mini alt season, like what happened during the last week of March, or even something bigger than that, right? Because the last week of March, right, it only dumped like for 1 week. Okay, but right here, if we can dump all the way down to 39%, that could be nice, right? However, if it is going to be reversing all the way up to 47-50%, right, somewhere somewhere around like 47 to 50%, give or take, right, that could be very bad for alt. Okay, that could be both, okay, alt BTC and alt USD. Okay, it could be very, very bad. All right, but once again, it is going to be an opportunity to accumulate some of these alt, because some of these alt, they still like 99% down. Okay, or or even more. Okay, something like one chain. Take a look at one BTC. So if you take a look at one BTC, right, it is 99% down. And remember, one chain used to be a top 20 coin, right, at some point, at least in the top 50, right? So you take a look at it, 99.2%, okay, down over the last it is actually 4 years. Okay, 4 years, right? So you got to pay attention to these alt, because I remember ICX also dropped 99%, right, in USD. If you take a look at ICX back in between 2018, right, and 2020, in 2 years, right, it dropped 99%. Okay, it dropped 99%, right? And you might be like, man, this guy is going to zero, and bang, you got a 25x move. Yes, you did not get a 100x move, but I think like even a 15-20x, it is still pretty good, right? If you can wait for it. Okay, but keep an eye on one chain, right, in the next like 12 to 18 months, because I don't think it will be in this range during the next macro bull trend, okay, for BTC. Okay, it will likely to break the 4,000 to 5,000 range, and we could be looking for the March 2019 prices right there, because we still haven't retested yet. Okay, the March 2019 prices at 10,000, 11,000 sats, which is nearly 10x from here, right? Okay, you got a 10x, and if BTC 10x, right, you got 10 times 10s, right? You don't need a calculator for that, right? It is 100x in USD. And if you take a look at the market cap of one chain, right, it is just about like it is now 90 million. Okay, so 90 million market cap. Okay, so a 10x will only take it like to 1 billion. Okay, a 100x will take it to 9 billion. Okay, so keep an eye on it. if you see it anywhere around like 50 million, 30 million market cap, it will be a steal once again. I don't know if we will get back. I mean, we could still retest the 50 million, right? That's possible, okay? But anything between 100 million to 50 million market cap, it is still a good buy for the next like a 24 month, 18 to 24 month, and all that good stuff. XRP Lezenek. Hey, what's up, John Doe? Thanks a lot for tuning in, man. John Doe in the house. MOF USDT. MOF. We got a lot of MOF right here. Is it molecular futures? Which one is it? Which one it is? I don't know. Tell me the name of it, because we got a lot of MOF. Let's take a, we might find it on Get.io, Mobify. Okay, so I think we got it right here. So pick in April, May, right? Pick with BTC right here, and pick with BTC right there again, right? Your first pick, you picked with BTC, so it is following BTC, right? I don't know what happened, in this, right? It could be, a parabolic move like that, but let's just assume like, we pick right there with BTC, and at the same time you pick again with BTC, right? So it is basically following BTC. So you got to hold some BTC if you're following this coin, all right? You got to hold some BTC, and whenever it is bullish against BTC, you just start to add to the position. Okay, I don't see anything crazy as of now. Let's do this. Okay, so yeah, I see something crazy right here. So MACD, it is getting rejected, right? So that's not a good sign. But the good news is like you're at macro support, right? Let's do this. Okay, so that was the pick. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it is 97% down from all-time high. Got to give it a shot, right? That could be possibly the bottom, right? If not, it could dump 50% below the support area. Okay, I mean below the support zone right here. So if you want to be accurate, you could try to use your Fibonacci and look for okay, 1.27 going to be 0.0072. Okay, 0.0072. If we break if we break the 0.013 support. Okay, that's the next Fibonacci area to look for. Other than that, just have to accumulate the support zone right there. Just have to accumulate the support, right? Buy at support. You're not buying at the top. It is 97% down. Okay, you're not buying like at 50 cents. You're buying at 0.013. Okay, and you add to not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what would I do. Okay, let's check the market cap. I mean, market cap is pretty high. It is nearly, 350. So it can definitely retrace lower. Okay. Molecular future. Okay, let's take a look at the molecular future one. Okay, so that's a feature of I don't know what to do with this one. Okay, would give it like few on at least on the monthly basis, can do anything with it. On the weekly, can do anything with it as of now, right? Would give it like few more weeks to see. It could be a rug pull, because I've seen something like that on Ichi, pumped like $100 and something dollars. So it's been, it's been pretty crazy lately. You just don't want to jump in on anything that pumped. Ichi, pumped, got rug pulled, dumped right back down. Okay, it could be a good project, I don't know, right? But you just have to be careful, trying to go against the overall trend of the market. Okay, yeah, can't do anything. Looks like the Btc Dominance, right? So pretty nasty. Okay, give it a few more weeks to see if it is going to print any sideways correction right here. But as of now, it is too impulsive to call for anything on it. XLM USDT. So still have been moving sideways over the last few weeks. All right. So it is still in the range of 382 and 50%, right? So the next support range going to be somewhere around like 0.618. I don't know when we will get there, right? But it could be another range of consolidation. Okay, at first when it was right around like 28, I was saying like we could retest the 14, but did not quite hit the 14. We hit like nearly 16, which is pretty good still, right? If you accumulate it right there, you're still up. So the next consolidation range, if market will be moving down, right, you could be looking for 0.618. Okay, you just have to respect these Fibonacci's, right? Your swing low, for XLM going to be the March low, March 2020, and your swing high going to be the May 2021. Okay, so you got like nearly 14 15 months of an uptrend, okay, of a swing low to swing high. Okay, so if market reverses, right, you got your 40 cents resistance right here, right, and 70 cents, right, to 80 cents resistance, right? So but keep an eye on the 10 cents, right, 10 cents to 11 cents support. If we retest it, right, that could create a another sideways correction right here to accumulate it and get a nice move to a 15 cents to a 16 cents. Okay, you could get easily, okay, not financial advice, a nice 40 to 50% move, okay, just for a short-term swing. but MACD, it is a slightly bullish right here. So let's see in the next like a few weeks if we're going to get any bullish uptrend. Okay, yeah, sideways, yeah, but got to accumulate it. Okay, if you're holding XLM for the long term, you can't just afford to be waiting forever. You still have to hold some just in case, right? We get a breakout above 40 cents and start a new macro uptrend. Okay, that's very possible where we basically just reverse something like that. So you're not going to be panicking, you're just adding, you're just going to be adding to your position and keep on buying, right, till we get the next macro bull trend for BTC, right? All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. It is almost 1 hour of live streaming, over 1 hour and all that good stuff, right? So be safe out there, right? Just sideways correction. I don't see anything crazy with BTC as of now, right? 3D, it is looking to cross negative. The good thing on the weekly is like the weekly MACD, it is positive. That's the only good thing, okay? But the weekly MACD is positive, but the 3D MACD is negative. So you're getting what a divergence between your weekly and 3D, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.